magnificent evening, wonderful morning, and absolutely amazing afternoon. This is Carla from Rehan Allahwala's World of Connections, and today I am here to speak to Muhammad Imran Habid, who is a teacher of English in Hafizabad. Well, he'll tell me in a moment. And we're going to learn about his life, his work, and his passions. I'm anxious to talk to him because he says he's an English teacher and he's been teaching for English for over 30 years and he loves literature. And I assume what he loves is English literacy. Having said that, I want to remind you that this show is sponsored by the Institute of Peace, which is an online organization promoting peace one conversation at a time. Imran, actually, you didn't tell me what you want me to call you. So let's start with that. What do you want me to call you? What is your name?
You can call me Imran. It's comfortable for me.
Okay, great. And how are you doing today?
It's absolutely fine. It's very cool morning here early in Pakistan. Early in the morning, about 5 o'clock.
Oh. But you are an early riser. When do you usually get up in the morning?
Yeah, well, I start my teaching early in the morning at 6 o'clock. And this is post pre-teaching time. I'm here before you.
Thank you for being here for me. Imran, please tell me a little about yourself. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Well, I start teaching at 6 o'clock and I finish at 9 p.m. Throughout the day, I teach with 2 breaks of 1 hour. I start teaching at 6 o'clock early in the morning, and till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock I teach. Then from 9 o'clock to 1 hour, there is a break. And then from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock again. Then is prayer break, Zuhr time. Afternoon prayers time here. And then later on, I also teach till 9 o'clock.
Okay. So, can you tell me a little about your life? Where have you been living through your life and what have you been doing?
Okay. Basically, I belong to a very beautiful city, Lahore. I was born over there. I got my education from there. I completed my college and university education from there. Then I shifted over to this small city, Hafizabad. So I started teaching at Government Girls Degree College in 1994 here in Hafizabad. Earlier, I was teaching at Lahore. From 1987 to 1994, I taught at Lahore. And then from 1994 to date, I'm here in Hafizabad. And, earlier I was teaching at college. That was very easy for me because it was just during the morning time till 1 o'clock. Then I started my own institute. It's called Lyceum Institute of Future Education. And here I have been giving coaching to students at different level, since that time. So graduation level students come to me, master's level students come to me, and also competitive exam level students are there. So I teach throughout the day, and I don't have got any other activity and I love teaching. It is my passion to teach. And I feel that if you have passion for your profession, you enjoy it. So I have been enjoying it like anything for more than 3 decades, So this is about my teaching.
Okay, tell me a little about your life. What made you leave Lahore to come to where you are now?
Well, ma'am, actually, it was a very small city. And at that time, in 1994, there were only two MA English teachers in that college. Okay, both of them were administrators. One was the principal and one was the vice principal. So I had to teach to the whole college. I mean, the strength was great, but I was the only teacher in that female college. Because there was no female teacher, no female lecturer in the whole city. So in the girls' college, actually, there is not co-education here. And in the girls' college, I had to teach. And, it was so big a class that to my first year means grade 11 class, there were 360 students in one class. It was really horrible because
Excuse
uh,
me, what happened to you?
yes,
Okay, there you are.
yeah, so what happened, I had to teach to first year class of 360 students. So it was a great challenge for me because in one class there were 360 students. But anyhow, by the grace of God, I managed and I kept on teaching. Then later on, when because it was a temporary job for 2 years, I did it. And then I thought that teaching comprises two things: lecturing plus testing. And at college level it was pretty difficult for me to teach as well as test themselves. So that's why I started my own institute where I materialized my dreams of teaching as well as testing them. So that is why I have been here.
Do you are you married with a family?
Yeah, ma'am. I am married. I have two daughters. One is a student of grade 8, and the second one is the junior. The baby of the family is a student of grade 2 at school.
Oh, so did you get married late in life?
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, it was some late, somewhat late. At the same time, earlier we had two sons, which got stillbirth. That is why we waited for this, so that I hope you understand. There
Yeah,
were two stillborn children, two stillborn sons. So that's why.
you didn't need to tell that. That must be a very sad thing for you and your family.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Okay.
So, does your wife work also?
No, she's a housewife. Okay, she's a housewife. She's not educated formally as a teacher or this and that. She got education at basic level. She's a housewife. She stays at home and she takes care of the kids, all the day.
Actually, a housewife is a very important job, and
Yeah.
that needs to be recognized at all times, because without a housewife taking care of the family, where
Yeah,
would you be?
yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. Actually, my house is quite near at my institute, and when I have breaks, of 1 hour, two times, I go home. I try my level best to be there and to spend as much time with my family as possible. But later at night, I'm with them. Later in the evening, at night.
So your children are young. Um, you were telling me earlier that you love English literature. literature. Is that what your institute is teaching, or what do you teach?
Well, at master's level, actually, there's classical poetry. Actually, there are 10 papers. Here, there's no semester system in my institute, here are part systems. There are 2 years to study literature for masters. In part one, there are 5 papers. The first paper is classical poetry, in which we teach Geoffrey Chaucer, we teach Milton, and Pope, Alexander Pope, John Donne, and at the same time Surrey and White. So these are the poets in paper one. So paper two is of classical drama, and there we have William Shakespeare, Sophocles, and Christopher Marlowe. At the same time, a modern dramatist, uh, uh, Oscar Wilde. So this is a, and there are 2 tragedies of Shakespeare in that. One is Othello, and one is tragicomedy, The Winter's Tale. Then the third paper is Ove, novel, in which classical novels are there. Okay, and fourth one is prose, in which Jonathan Swift, Edward Said, and Seamus Heaney is there. And then the last paper is your American literature. In American literature, there are poets. 4 poets are there: Sylvia Plath, Richard Wilbur, and Robert Frost. At the same time, we have Adrian Rich there. And there is also The Crucible and For Whom the Bell Tolls. So this is paper 5. So it is all about part 1. In part 2, we have first paper of romantic poetry, in which there is John Keats, there is William Blake also, and at the same time, modern poets like Larkin, Philip Larkin, and Seamus Heaney is also there in that. Ted Hughes is there. Then we switch over to the second paper, that is drama. That is modern drama. Okay, Samuel Beckett is there. At the same time, uh, that Russian, the Cherry Orchard writer, Anton Chekhov. Anton Chekhov, yeah. Anton Chekhov is there, and at the same time, Hedda Gabler by Ibsen is there. This is the drama paper, and then we have novel in which Heart of Darkness or something like that, is there. And then we have one paper of literary criticism. So literary criticism, in which we have Aristotle, T.S. Eliot, and a couple of other writers. And the last paper is short stories. There are 23 short stories which have been selected for the students. So this is all about part 1 course of Pakistan universities, and part 2.
How long is one course? Is it a year or 2 years? Or
it takes 2 years. First 5 papers in 1 year, and second 5 papers in 1 year. It takes 2 years.
And is this a master's level or a bachelor's level?
Ma'am, actually, one paper is of American literature, and all the papers have 4 questions to be answered. Actually, there is a paper of 100 marks, and it is totally subjective type. And, students have to answer them. In 3 hours, there are 4 questions to be answered. So this is there. In 3 hours paper, they have to answer 4 questions out of 7 questions. There is no objective type. There are no MCQs at master's level. But when we teach at first year and second year level, there is a marriage of subjective type and objective type paper. So there are MCQs also in grade 11 and grade 12, but for master's level, there is no MCQ.
So you teach the master's level or the bachelor's level? for the
Both,
next part?
both, ma'am. At master's level and also at bachelor's level. In bachelor's level, actually, English is only of 200 marks. Uh, Here, bachelor is also of 2 years. One, part one and part two. It is called BA, and nowadays it has been renamed as ADP, Associate Degree Program, because they are switching over to BS later on. So I teach part one for 1 year. It means the third year. It is called third year here, because here in Pakistan, education system is somewhat different. After grade 10, students come to college. They don't pass higher studies in school. They get admission in college at grade 11, what you call all A levels over here, there in America. So they get admission in the college in first year after passing their matriculation, and then second year, then third year is called graduation, and fourth year is the second part, final of graduation. So it is also of 2 years. Graduation is also of 2 years, in which we also have to teach only 4 books. And in third year, there are 2 books. One is of poetry, an anthology of English verse. There are poets, there are 25 poems. And at the same time, there is another book, an anthology of short stories and one-act plays. These 2 books are in first year, part one of third year. And then there is also paper B, composition, précis, comprehension, and at the same time, dialogue writing. Then in part two, there are 2 books. One book is of modern essays. There are 20 essays in the course. And at the same time, there is a world famous novel, The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. So these are 4 books in graduation level. And for part two, fourth year, there is essay writing as well as idioms and correction of sentences. So this is the course of BA English which I teach.
Now, you said you have your own institution. Are you actually the director of your own school?
Yes, ma'am. I am the director, but actually, I don't sit at the seat. I always teach. I am a teacher. I was a teacher, and I want to die as a teacher, because I'm not a good administrator. I'm not very good at working here at the office.
Why are you saying you're not good at something?
Because I feel comfortable in the class. Whenever I'm in the class, I feel extremely comfortable. And when I come to the office, I don't feel easy. I feel that my time has been given to me to teach and preach at the same time. Preach means morality, this and that. So I am not a good administrator, but maybe I consider myself a hardworking teacher.
Don't ever say I am not good at something. That means you will never be good at it because you don't believe you can do it. But how long have you been running this school?
I started in 1996, So a quarter century has passed, 1996 I started it.
And how many students have you taught in that school?
Ma'am, actually more than 1,000 girls have completed their masters in English. So it was more than 1,000 girls have passed their
school, right?
Yes, right.
Sorry,
exactly.
I know I'm interrupting you. 1,000 girls have come to your school to learn. Did they become teachers? Did any of them become teachers?
Yeah, most of them are teachers. For example, here are, Alhamdulillah, I'm a member of Board of Governors of DPS. There is government style district public school. I'm a member of their Board of Governors there. And I was just seeing the list that there are more than 80% students have been there, which got education at my institute, and they are working as teachers. So Alhamdulillah, by the grace of God, at every fine school, there are the principals and vice principals, and at the same time, teachers who have been here at my institute. And it gives me immense pleasure when I see them working as teachers and earning their livelihood and adding to society. So most of my students are teachers.
Let me ask you the next question.
Ma'am.
Most of your students are teachers. Do they
Yes.
send their students to your school?
Yes. Okay, because they teach at school level, and when their students become students of college level or university level, they do refer them to me. And I really feel pleasure when they tell me that they have been referred by this and that teacher, So they do send, and they do keep in touch with me.
What does that tell you about your school?
Well, actually, my school is an institute which starts teaching at graduation level and master's level. So you're asking me to tell you about my school, or what the people
I'm
tell me?
asking you to tell me what people say about your school.
Okay, ma'am,
They
Alhamdulillah.
think
Got it.
Do they
Okay.
think it's a good place to learn?
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, I'm very proud of this. That now the fourth generation is there. For example, there is a student of mine who became my student at the age of 60, round about 60,
Wow.
and yeah, when she was going to retire, she became a student here, and she got passed her course here, and then her own daughter came. Then her own daughter became my student, then that daughter's son became my student, so three generations have passed, so this shows that Alhamdulillah, they are positive about my teaching, they are positive about my institute, and by the grace of God, there's a very good reputation this institute at this small city, and it enjoys good reputation, and people know one thing: I may not be a very good teacher, but I am
Whoa,
a
whoa, whoa,
sincere
whoa.
teacher.
I want you to stop saying that.
Okay,
You're
I,
no, you need to listen to me, and Rehan will be mad at me for talking so much. But
okay,
it's very important for you to know that you are a very important and good teacher. And every time you say I'm not, you're lying to yourself.
okay.
You
got
are
it.
amazing. I mean, I'm listening to you and I'm like, I wish I was as good as you were.
Okay,
You're
got them.
amazing. Please stop saying I am not a good teacher. I am not a good administrator. Your school is amazing.
Thank
You
you.
are all these things.
Maybe it was out of humbleness, I was saying, I will take care, inshallah. Next time it will
No,
not happen.
let me say something. That's
Yeah.
not really humbleness. That's putting your ego first. Be aware that you are amazing. And don't allow anyone to think you are anything less than amazing.
Thank you.
Never ever say this again, at least not when I'm around.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, do you teach people also to speak in English?
Yes. Okay. Because in Pakistan, we have our local accent, it's not British accent or American accent, but, we try our level best to follow received pronunciation, and people come here for the improvement of their spoken English. So in summer vacation, we also teach spoken English here. So they come during summer vacation, not all the year. So because all the year there are course classes related to subjects, but in summer vacation we have spoken English classes, and people come here for that.
And you probably do a great job. What kind of, do they come back year after year?
Pardon, ma'am?
Do some of your students who come to work on spoken English come back the next year for more help?
Yeah. They come, but not for more help, because actually this is a specific 3 month certificate, and I've not designed it in this way that it goes for a diploma or this and that. It is just a certificate of 3 months, and they get the certificate. After that, they come sometimes, they keep in touch, but there is no more time spent to be here. Okay, they keep in touch on telephone, or sometimes they come to meet me. Okay, after getting the job, this and that. But if a student gets a certificate for 3 months, he is not offered any other course. So maybe you're right. I've got a good idea from you that it can be switched over to a diploma or this and that. Okay.
Not as much that, just having them continue to practice speaking. Because many of them, I have a program called Learn English by Speaking English. And I have people who come every day. I have people who come every few weeks. But the important thing about it is they come to practice. And the more that they practice speaking English, the better they become. So
Absolutely.
what I would suggest is you have some of your students who are coming, who do your summer program and begin your winter program, spend maybe an hour practicing English as one of your classes. It will help them tremendously.
Okay.
What do you think?
That's a great idea. I will, inshallah, do. Inshallah is a local word here. It means DV, by the grace of God. So when I say inshallah, it means by the grace of God. I will. You're absolutely right. By the grace of God, I will keep in touch with my students who got their certificates, so that they may have more and more practice. That's a great idea. You are doing fine. Absolutely fine.
They could also come to my show if they want, and I'll send you the information.
Okay.
Where I speak to people in English 3 days a week, every week.
Okay. Okay. That's great. That's great. So, what's the timing over there? Here, I'll manage it. If I will to tell you my
Well,
timing
right
of that.
now here it is 7:16 p.m., which means where you are, it's 5. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning, a little after 5 o'clock in the morning.
At this time, right, ma'am, right. Actually, here the sun rises at 7 o'clock. The sun rises at here in Pakistan. At this time, at 5 o'clock, everybody is sleeping, and because it's the dead of night, roundabout. So I will talk to them, inshallah. If some of them want to join you, or any of them, inshallah, he or she will join you, inshallah.
I'll send you the link. But I would love to have you join me, maybe on Sunday sometime when I do the show for the kids who are 20 years old and younger.
Okay, I will join. I will, inshallah. I will, inshallah. And I will also tell my students, okay, inshallah.
It would be wonderful. As I said, I'll send you the link when we get done. When you are teaching English to your students, do you practice speaking English, or do you just teach them to read and write?
At master's level and graduation level, I teach in English. I mean, using English as a language direct method to some extent. But here, actually, GTM is more functional. GTM here means grammar and translation method. So we have to teach in GTM and not much in direct method, So to master's level classes, usually I teach in direct method, and graduation level classes, I teach in grammar and translation method. So there is not much practice of spoken English in regular classes. This practice goes on only in that course, 3-month course of spoken English, But, from your question, I have got the idea that if I give them a couple of minutes, 10 minutes in one class, in 1 hour for practicing spoken English, they will also get advantage of it. Am I right? You want me to convey the same thing?
Yeah, I'd like to see you do that, but I also want you to understand if they are reading and writing English, they can already speak it. They just don't realize it. So maybe the teachers, including yourself, could speak to them in English on a regular basis, maybe even if it's only 15 minutes every day in their class.
Okay.
They are getting a chance to practice. And that practice will help them if they go into business or if they do something outside online with people around the world, they can speak to people around the world.
Right.
What do you think?
Got it. Well, you are right. Because as you say, practice makes a man perfect or near perfect, I will try my level best to give extra minutes to them in future, okay, so that they may practice, And as per your guidance, inshallah, they will be linked sometimes with you also, as you say. And I'll be highly obliged to you if you just tell me the schedule, as you have told that it's 5 o'clock here in the morning, and I will convey this to my students. Possibly they will join you, inshallah ta'ala.
My online classes are at 9 p.m. in the evening.
Okay, that's good.
It doesn't interfere with your school or the work you do.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
In any case, yes.
You want to? You asked the question. Sorry, I couldn't get it.
My classes are at 9 p.m. your time. So when they come to my class, it does not interfere with your work.
Okay.
It's after school time.
Okay. Okay. 9 p.m. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So inshallah, so they will have to link to get connected themselves to you through any link or any class, or there is some procedure which they will have to follow.
I use Zoom. I don't like going in talking about that. That's a lot here, but I use Zoom and they can join the Zoom meeting. I'll send you the link and you'll see what it is. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So for joining the meeting, they have to pay something?
No. But if they want to contribute something, I have a program on my Patreon page where if they contribute $5 a month, they're put into a hat and we do a raffle and we pick people, one person a week, to do a 30-minute online session with me.
Right, ma'am. So if it is at 9 p.m. according to Pakistan time, it is possible that they will get a chance to be with you, inshallah, because it is after the school.
Yeah.
Or at least I shall be there, inshallah.
I would love you to be there.
Thank you.
I really would love to have you there on a Monday or Wednesday. On Wednesday, I have class at 9 p.m.
9 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Okay, ma'am. Right. I'll be there, inshallah. 9 p.m. on Wednesday.
on Monday and Wednesday, and on Sunday it's for people who are 20 years old and younger.
Okay, right, ma'am. Right. Inshallah, I'll be there. It will be a good opportunity for Pakistani students to learn from a very seasoned teacher like you, ma'am. So nice of you for providing this opportunity to my students as well as me. I'm highly obliged to you for this.
Well, thank you, Rehan Allahwala, for talking me into doing this over 4 years ago.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Now, having said that, I know that you need to get to work. So what I'd like to know, what is the important thing you want our audience to know about from this conversation?
Actually, ma'am, our Prophet Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, one hadith by him, he said, destroyed is the person whose today is not better than his yesterday. So if we want to improve ourselves, our todays must be better than our yesterdays. So that means that throughout our life, we should be students, because we teachers are like this, that if we stop learning, we stop our own progress. Our teacher is continuously a learner as well. And well, I may say that the quality which I've got the most is that I'm sincere to my students, that we should be sincere to other people. So learning non-stop as well as being sincere to other people should be there in their lives. So this is what I wanted to convey.
I am really happy, even with all the craziness that we went through to get this working today, that we got it going. I hope you're enjoying this conversation.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Are you enjoying?
Yeah, definitely. I'm enjoying myself, and really for the first time, I have been interviewed by an international celebrity. So that's why earlier I was a bit confused, that because I was thinking that maybe I cut a sorry figure, as far as computer is concerned. But Alhamdulillah, you made me comfortable, and I'm really glad, because your way of interviewing is absolutely fine. I learned a lot many things, how to be patient. Okay, when the other person. Yeah, really, you are so great, lady. If you don't take it as flattery, I was thinking that if I have been at your place, I would not have been so patient. So really, I learned a lot. But now I'm comfortable, and now I will be easily joining your other groups, inshallah ta'ala, inshallah. Right.
I have to admit, I was losing my patience at one point.
No, it was absolutely fine. I really learned a lot from you, and I want to be a teacher like you. And you're so cool in speaking, alhamdulillah. And when you speak, every word is clear. But because of our local accent, it's possible that there is some listening practice, lack of listening practice from native speakers. That's why I couldn't get a couple of questions quite clearly. But I tried to answer them as much as I could.
When you do not understand, you say, I do not understand.
Mhm.
And that person will say it again. But we don't know what you don't understand unless you say, I have no idea what you're saying.
Mhm.
That's
Right.
up to you to do. I
Mhm.
can't do that for you.
Right,
No
right,
one
ma'am.
else can do it for you.
Okay. And I've also learned that next time I will not underestimate myself, my abilities and capabilities. Right. So nice for you. So nice of you for this, for this teaching. It's a very good morning from my side. I mean, I've started learning early in the morning. And thank you very much, ma'am. Really, thank you very much for all this.
Please never say you are not good enough, because
Okay,
you are always as perfect as you can be, because
right.
that's who you are.
Okay. I will try my level best to not to say it again, inshallah.
Not try, do not ever.
Okay. Okay, got it. Got it.
Now,
Well, I will never say.
is there anything that you want to tell our audience before we end the program, because it is rather late for you?
Yeah. Ma'am, a very great message of peace from my country. Usually, people over there in other countries think that Pakistan is not a country of soft people, but we are, Alhamdulillah, very soft people, and we believe in international brotherhood. So, being a representative of Pakistani nation, I wish this international harmony among all the nations of the world. So, this is what, a message from my side, that we are peaceful people.
And that's why Rehan likes everyone to connect and speak with each other, so
Yeah,
people learn what Pakistan is really about.
yeah, you're right, ma'am. Inshallah.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
what
ma'am.
the Institute of Peace is about.
Right,
Thank you
right.
so much for speaking to me. I thank our audience for watching, and I want to hope that you and I will speak again. And
Yeah,
having said that, you don't go anywhere. Having said that, before I end the show, I want to remind everyone that this show is sponsored by the Institute of Peace, which is an online organization promoting peace one conversation at a time. Can you wave goodbye with me? Just
yes, ma'am.
wave goodbye. Bye, everyone. Have a good night, and we will be back another time.